Today, I will show you how to chop up a sample on the Teenage Engineering EP-133 K.O. You know what? I'm just gonna call it the K.O. for now on. I will cover manual chopping, auto chopping, and time stretch. So how do we sample on the K.O. The sole purpose of this video is sampling from vinyl, but you can sample from multiple sources. You can sample from your smartphone. You can sample from your tablet of choice. As long as it has like a 3.5mm jack that you can hook up to it, you can sample from it. I will have this turntable linked in the description box. It is a PT-01 scratch. I'll have an affiliate link, by the way, that will help support this channel. And the first thing we want to do is make sure that it's plugged up. I have it plugged up 3.5mm into the turntable. And then all you have to do is just plug it up via the input on here. You'll hear a little bit of noise, and that's just common of just using other pieces of gear. So when you're sampling inside of the K.O., it's best to use a dedicated group. So these right here are called groups. So this right here is group A. And to get to sampling, all you have to do is hit the sample button. Once you get into sample mode, you'll see that these pads are flashing, these lights are flashing. That means you can sample into every one of these slots right here, from the period sign all the way up to 9. However, once you chop a sample, and this is why you have an individual group dedicated to your sample chops, is because it will populate all of these pads once you're finished, or most of them, depending on how you chop it. One of the other options that you have, you can control the line level right over here using the orange encoder, and you can hear the noise a little bit. Now you can hear it a lot there. And then you can control the threshold. So this is the threshold, this black encoder right here. When you see this indicator right here, that means that it will record immediately as soon as you press one of these pads. If you go up like right here, and let's just play some audio real quick, you'll see that the line level will adjust. That means that the threshold is correct. Another thing that you want to be conscious of is this right here. You see it says L and R. What that means is that you will be sampling in stereo. So you can sample in stereo, and you can use these plus and minus signs to navigate to mono, left and right, and you'll see the record sign right here. But you want to go ahead and sample. I'm just going to go ahead and sample left, or actually let's sample center. Let's play it safe. But what I'm going to do is teach you a lesson on counting bars. It might sound stupid, but it is very important. You'll hear me do it all the time if you watch my cook-ups. So what I usually do is I count the bars of like a sample or whatever the case may be. I'll count like 1, 2, 3, 4. That's one bar. So if I was to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, that's to the beat. So let's go ahead and practice that so that we know what we want to sample. Let's count the bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. See, we're on the tempo of the sample itself, so that's how we would know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. Next, we can listen to the sample. As you can see that we have recorded a sample, this pad is not blinking. The period sign is not blinking. So we hear the sample. So I like that. The next thing I'm going to do is this right here. I will hit main, and then it's on that pad. So one good mental note is if you go into sound and you press this pad, you'll know where the sample is at. Just in case you might mess up, you want to make a mental note that is on this particular number right here, just in case you have to go back to it. So how do we chop a sample? It's a simple process. Now you would just press shift and sample, let the sample play, and once it's done, you can manual chop. So we're doing manual chops. And now we have the chops in here. You see, you'll see that some of the chops might not be in the area that you want. These two encoders right here represent the start and the end point, so you can adjust the sample while you're chopping it. So I want this a little longer, so I'll mess with this one right here, the end. And I will continue the process and go through the chops. You want to be mindful of pops, because sometimes samples will pop, so you can have to adjust it accordingly. And after you're done, you like your chops, make sure that you exit out so you're back into your main. And if you have to adjust some more, press shift and edit, and make sure that you are in this part right here, which allows you to change it some more. Let's say you want to filter the sample a little bit. Well, what you would do is press fader, and then let's do a high pass filter. And once we do the high pass filter, then guess what? It will high pass filter the chops. It will do the whole entire group. Let's say if we want to pitch a whole entire group, you can do pitch right here. And you can always go back and forth just in case, you know, you might have messed up on something. Boom. Now let's talk about auto chopping. Let's go to the next group. The next group has random stuff in it, so we ain't worried about that. But what we'll do is the exact same thing, setting up the sample, sampling it in, sampling the source, whatever source we want to do. I'm gonna go ahead and sample from the record player. I got this dope vinyl record that I'm gonna sample from. All right, I'm gonna just keep it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, boom. Remember, check your sample. Everything's good to go from here. Now, the next thing you want to do if you want to do an auto chop is go into shift and sample. It'll play the sample. The only difference now is that you see the groups blinking. So when you see the groups blinking, that means that you can auto chop into these groups. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I do B. I'll just try that out. And it says 12. Now, the 12 means that it's across these. Now, you see everything has stopped blinking. You can test them out. And let's go ahead and mess with some of these chops like usual. And let's play with it. The next thing I want to show you is tap tempo. I always thought that this machine didn't have tap tempo. And big shout out to Bliss Beats. That's my toasty. Hey, it's my toasty. Just say it. What you could do is just press the sample. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you see 92. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you can always go over here and then set up your metronome. So while you're in tempo right over here, just set up your metronome and then just listen to it. And then if you have to make any adjustments after the fact, well, you can always do shift and edit, and then you can trim. This is the trim menu right here. But just so you know, you just use the plus and minus sign to go to trim. So let's try it out. Just tap record and then press play start. And if it's off, then all you would do is just go back into edit right after the fact. So, you know, I was just dropping on the 1 and the 2. So I need to adjust that right there. From the main screen, you can go ahead and enter in what you need to enter in. So let's go from 111 and let's enter that in. So the next one should be, in theory, 1-3. So let's see. And then just run. So So then you would just adjust it. So in practice from trim mode, you would just play it, and then whatever one that is off, then whatever chop that is off, you would just trim it in real time. See, that's a little too fast. Let's say if you want smaller increments while you're trimming, make sure that you press shift and then the knob, and it will give you smaller increments. Won't jump up as much. All right, so what we got here? Turn it up a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and lay out the sample. So tap record, play start. 3, 4. In times like that, you can always experiment. What I'll do is just go down a BPM or whatnot. I think if you press shift, you can get micro increments. So maybe I can do like half that or something like that, and then I'll change that. Yeah, that's cool with that. I'm cool with that. So let's get the bass line up in here. The 6 sound here. So what I'm going to do here is make sure that this is like 4 bars. All right, because you can make each group any kind of bars you want. So let's go ahead and do that. 2, 3, 4. So this does have time stretching. So this is how you would do it. You would go into shift and sound. So press and hold shift and then press sound, and you'll be into the sound mode where you can edit the sound. You go to your plus sign here, and then you go into time. And from time, it's not as simple as you would think. Like you could turn it on and you can hear it kind of match in here. And I'll turn it on for this one right here. And you can enter in like a BPM. So let's hear it. And that way you can kind of trim it in this way. So, and it'll be kind of wonky because, this is a $300 machine, but the fact that you can do that is amazing. The inner time stretch mode too, you can do sound plus tempo. So press and hold sound and tempo. Boom. And now it's in time stretch mode. And let's go ahead and hear it. And you can kind of set the bars. It's stretching now. It's not perfect, but it is pretty damn cool. And that's how you time stretch. To the right of me, I have more content for that ass. Make sure that you subscribe. I've been running off the same battery for I don't know how long now. I'm just amazed. But make sure you support the links in the description box. They are affiliate links and they help support this channel at no additional cost to you. Thank you so much.